Hello. Hello, this is Sophie Lawson from sophielawson. I love doing that. And this is episode 180 of the Sophie Art podcast, which is a little podcast I do about the art and things. And this one is about the things, and it's going to be a very little one. I'm currently in the park, so if you're watching on YouTube at youtube.com/Sophie Lawson, you'll be able to see the park. But well, this one I'm going to be talking about something. There's these little hovering, you know those little hornet things? I wonder if I can. There's like these little hornet things hovering in the air. I'd love to be one of those. They're like little sort of helicopters. I've thought to myself before, I wonder if helicopters are made off of... little doggy there, look. Hello. I wonder whether helicopters and stuff are made off of little creatures in nature. Because I feel like the creatures of nature have perfected ways of travelling. So I do wonder about that. But this one here, I'm going to be talking about something which is... Well, the thing is, I've left all my notes at home. So I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say. Well, basically what it is... little Dennis isn't with us today. He's at home. But, well, little Dennis is going to get us into this one. So what I'm going to talk about on this one is, I feel like what I thought to myself was, I can't do everything. Yeah, so today is Saturday. Saturday it is. It's Saturday. This podcast goes up on a Sunday. So normally I've got these podcasts recorded by now. But the thing is, this week I haven't been able to do anything because I've been doing other things like eating apples. No, what I've been doing is, so a couple of weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks tomorrow, so not even 2 weeks yet, me and my mum went to a car boot sale. And what happened was, I don't even know how this happened. But we started, what happened was, I know what happened. I think what happened was we were watching a YouTube video about the car boot sale that we were going to go to. And we got the idea, I got the idea of buying and selling. So like, basically becoming a reseller. And what's happened is, I've started to give it a go and I'm loving it. But I'm loving it so much that I can't do everything else. So what's happened is, well, the first thing is I haven't done any studying. So I haven't done any studying for about, I think it's 2 weeks now. So that makes me a little bit sad, but I realise that you can't do everything. So I'm at this point now, I'm asking myself, what do I actually want to be doing? And how did this all come about? Well, there's so many things I want to talk about, but I've got to keep this one brief. But what I'm noticing is there's loads of things in, like, reselling, in the skill, because it is a skill. All it is a skill. All it is a skill that you level up. So all you do is and it makes, so many of these skills are similar to drawing. Like in drawing, all you've got to do is learn how to draw. So anyone can do it. And if you spend enough time learning, you're going to get really good. That's the thing, that you need a lot of time to get really good. But it's the same thing with reselling. If you spend the time, you've got to spend time learning so many things. But that's the thing, there's a lot of time up front. It's like a big investment up front, but then it gets a lot easier later on. It's the same with drawing. you got to put all that time in studying at the start, but at some point you'll never stop studying, but you'll get to a point where you only have to sort of refresh yourself with the studying. So at the moment with this reselling thing, I'm at the very early phase of learning. So you've got to learn. Well, you've got to learn the value of things. You've got to learn about listing, like selling it. You've got to get into spreadsheets. So to get like the what's it called? All the calculations and get all your profits and stuff. And then there's other things as well. There's actually like what I would call psychological things. Like one of the things I've always struggled with is self-assertiveness and the fear of rejection. What's amazing is these skills are very much part of reselling. So for instance, you go to a car boot sale. So what reselling is you go somewhere like a car boot sale or charity shop or Facebook marketplace or something. You buy something for cheap and then you sell it for more. Simple, isn't it? And the thing is, what was I saying? Yeah. So the thing with reselling is there's skills in it. So like self-assertiveness, you have to base, and the fear of rejection. So you might be at a car boot sale and there's something there and you think, I could probably sell that for say 10 quid and it's up there for 3 quid, and you think, if I could get that for a quid, I'd get it. So you got to have the confidence and the self-assertiveness and the ability to have fear of rejection to say, would you take a quid on that? So you start getting into haggling and it's fun. That's the thing. So, and then what happens is you watch these videos of other people doing it and you see that they say, would you take a quid on that? And the person says no. And then they say, oh, fair enough. And in that moment you realise actually this fear of rejection is just, it's one of these like lies of the mind. Because the mind will make you think if you get rejected, the mind will make you think it'll be the worst thing ever. But really, all they can say is no. And then you think, all you've got to do then is say, well, do I want to pay 3 quid for it or not? So it doesn't even matter. So I'm finding it very inspiring watching these videos of other people reselling. But the thing is, as I said, I can't do this because this is really like a full-time job. You've got to buy the things, which takes a lot of time. You've then got to research it and find all the details about it. You've then got to list it. If you sell it, you've then got to package it up. So it's very much a time-consuming thing. But it's so much fun. So the fun of it is, my funnest bit of it is actually going out, finding things. So like going to like a car boot sale, trying to find things. It's almost like a little treasure hunt. For me, I feel like it's a bit like an archaeologist. So an archaeologist goes out into the desert or something with the goal of trying to find, say, a dinosaur, like bones of a dinosaur. If they find the bones of a dinosaur, they get that excitement of they found the bone, they found what they wanted. But what will happen a lot of the time is they'll find bowls or human remains or creatures that we didn't even know existed or something. So what happens is they end up finding even more better things. They might not ever find dinosaur bones, but they find loads of other things. It's like that with a car boot sale. You might go to a car boot sale saying, I really want to find, say, I don't know, a Furby. I want to find a Furby. You might spend the rest of your life trying to search for this Furby. You'll never find one. But what'll happen is you'll find all these other things. And there's an excitement to it, which is brilliant. But the main reason I'm doing it is this is where negative becomes a positive. I've reached a point in my life, I think, where, to be honest with you, I'm a bit fed up of doing the day job. And if I'm being super honest, I think I thought I would have started making money off my art by now. But this is the other thing. I don't think I want to make money off my art. So about 3 years ago, no, even longer than that, 5 years ago, when I first started doing realistic pencil drawings, I actually got my art into a gallery, and I was approached by someone who wanted me to basically sell pet portraits in their shop. He's going to make about 150 quid each time. But what happened was, inside of me, something said, don't do it. And I had to sit with it for ages, because I thought, is that a fear of success stopping me? But I know it wasn't. What it was my intuition. My intuition knew if I started selling, I would. What happened was I put myself into the future, really, and I saw myself spending the rest of my life drawing these realistic pencil drawings, and I didn't want that. What would have happened is I would have ended up hating the process of drawing. So this goes into something Sean McCabe said on Sean West's podcast years ago. He said this. He said, you want to make sure your day job is a completely unrelated thing. So in other words, if you're into creativity, like drawing, and you're still learning, you don't want your day job to be all about drawing, because what will happen is, when you go home and you want to sit down and do your drawing, you'll have spent all your sort of creativity. So he said, get a day job doing something that you love. So for me it was cleaning, but it's something completely unrelated, so that when you go home you've still got that creativity. And I feel like I had it perfect for years. It's only the last maybe couple of years, I think, it started to go a bit out of balance. So what happened then was, so it was already slightly on the edge. What happened was the place I work, my day job, started messing up my pay. And I got really upset. So at the moment they owe me over 130 quid, I think. And I've been chasing it up for weeks now, but it's very hard. It gets me very upset as well. So I thought, well, what can I do here? I can either sit around moaning, not moaning, more sort of getting upset, because I did let it get to me for a bit, and I found myself swearing and stuff. So I did get angry, and I don't normally get angry, so it's a bit weird to feel like that. What I ended up doing though was, about 2 weeks I think, I said, well, hang on, I'm going to turn this into a positive here. And I just said, I'm going to find a way to make money. Now, randomly, see, I can't remember what happened, but all of a sudden, this reselling thing come into my life. And I just thought, yeah, let's do it. So already I've made quite a bit of money. And the thing is, I'm learning a lot of skills here. So I've always had this sort of strange relationship with money, where I don't really like money. But especially over the last 5 years, I've really noticed that if you haven't got money, you can't. What I've noticed is you need money. So we live in a world where you need money, but I don't like money. So this is the thing. I've got to basically create I've got basically, I suppose I would say, what's the word? I've got a form of friendship really with money. Yeah, so that's what's happening now. And also, I suppose it's something to do with not feeling worthy of earning money. I think that's in there as well. So what's happening is, as I'm starting to sell things, like on this reselling thing, I'm getting used to making money, like for myself. So I know, let's say 5 to 10 years time, I would be a lot more confident with money, to the point where if I got my skills in art up to a high level, I feel like I'm going to earn so many skills from this little experiment I'm doing at the moment that would actually help me with my art, like my art career. So that's where I'm at the moment. But my mind is all over the place at the moment. And the other thing is, it's so time consuming. I've got to sort of think to myself, do I want to... that's the thing. I don't know. I'm trying to... Well, what my mum said was... My mum said... Because I said to my mum, I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing the videos if I'm doing this. Mum said, all you got to do is have one day where you're making videos. So there is a way. It's all about this balance thing. This is another thing that's been in my life the whole time as well, is this constant thing where I feel like it's all or nothing. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. So I feel like there is a way to do this, make money, make enough money where I can quit my day job, but still have enough time to sort of get my art skills up as well. But the other thing is, I don't think I actually want to turn my art into something I make money off. I don't know why, but there's part of me that just doesn't think that's what I want to do. This is why I'm saying I'm at a point now where I've got to make a decision here. If I want to keep my art purely as like a hobby / fun thing I do just for fun, which doesn't mean it wouldn't be good. You could get really amazing at, you could become like a super professional artist, but not be interested in making money. Like I said, just because you're... But there's other people who probably aren't that good at drawing, but because they're good at making money, they're making money off their art. So again, there's two skills here. There's the skill of, I suppose what it is the artist skill, the creativity, and then there's the business thing as well. That's it. What I'm doing at the moment is, I think I'm learning. I'm learning business skills. So there is part of me that, for some reason, I don't know why, there's part of me that thinks I'm just going through a phase now of putting another piece of the puzzle together. So you've got the piece of the puzzle which is your art skills, you've got the piece of the puzzle which is your mindset, so you can put yourself in these situations of fearlessness. Then there's this other piece of the puzzle which is the business thing, where you are able to make money. So that's it. And the thing is, I feel like what's happened is, for some reason I can't turn my art into a business thing at the minute. But what I'm thinking is, if I get used to making money off something else, how do you not know in 2 years' time I actually really dislike this buying and selling thing, but I'll have learned all these skills that I can then put into my art. So that's where I'm at the moment. So the whole point of this podcast really is, I think I'm going through something. Well, it feels to me this feels quite important what I'm going through at the minute, like a sort of transition phase. So it's quite exciting. But in terms of actual, this is the other thing as well. So I was thinking about putting videos up about the things that I've been buying, but they call them like haul. Like, so you do little videos showing your haul, all the things you bought. So for instance, what have I done this week? Well, this week I bought what's it called? Like, you know, one of those old Nokia cameras. It was a little Nokia camera. I got it for 20p at the car boot sale. I sold it for 25 quid. How cool is that? This other one, I found 6 football DVDs. They were quite rare. I felt like they were quite rare. So I bought these 6 football DVDs for £1 and I sold them for 60 quid. The thing is though, this is the other thing. You've got to learn how to do the postage and that. So it's not, you haven't actually made £59 profit there. When you take off the postage and all the fees and stuff, it ends up being about £40. No, it doesn't. I think, what was it? I think it's 47 quid, 48 quid, something like that. So this is the other thing. You sort of think, well, this is the thing, I'm learning lots of things here. So in the future, when I start selling my art, at first I might think, well, I'll sell it for 20 quid. But you don't realise how much postage and stuff like that is. But as I said, you only really learn by doing it. I know this one's all over the place. I wish I had my notes with me because I had lots of things to say. But hopefully you got something out of this one. So where I'm at the moment is, well, the studying. There's no way I can do studying at the moment if I'm going to be doing this as well. And I would rather be doing this at the moment because it's quite. It feels important, but it's exciting. So that's where I'm at the moment. It's a beautiful day today. It's been quite weird because this week it was a thunderstorm and it's been raining lots. But now all of a sudden it's super sunny. Quite cool. So I think, is that it? There was something I wanted to say which let me see if I can remember. I've been seeing lots of butterflies as well lately. No, I don't think I can remember. There was something else I wanted to say. What was it? Oh, no, I can't remember. I bet it comes to me when I stop recording. Yeah, it's gone, I think. So, I don't know what to do with my videos though, because, well, I'm still going to do me Imagine FX magazines each week. I'm still going to keep doing these podcasts, but I feel like these podcasts are going to become a lot more just like talking like this. Sort of what I call brain dump episodes, or they're going to be more about the things really, for the moment. Oh, the other good thing is, I've got so many new little art books as well. So when you go to these car boot sales, you can find art books for like 20, 50p. So I've got quite a big pile of them at the moment. I've got this really cool one. It's a book all about sketching, but it's a diary. So what it is, somebody's gone out and done like a diary with the days and everything, but every day they went out sketching. So this book is like, it's full of little drawings that this artist did every day, which is brilliant. And they got little like stories about it and stuff as well. That was 50p. That was. So this is another cool thing. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to say was, I always say nothing is ever wasted. So I spent 30 years, I think it was, like addicted to video games. Was it 30 years? 25 years? I think it's about 25 years addicted to video games. But now what is amazing is, video games are very good at reselling, especially retro ones. So, and when I was at my old job, I used to work at this job, we were all into video games. What happened was, they used to call me the Oracle, because I was like an encyclopedia of video games. If somebody needed to know something about a video game, they would ask me and I'd probably know it. Now what's amazing is, when I'm at these car boot sales, I know the value of video games. So if you see a video game for 50p, or 20p or something, or even a quid, I sort of know how much it's worth. But this is the other thing, you've got to get like that with everything. So you've got to be able to look at things like kids' toys and books and electronics, and you've got to be able to look at it and know the value of it. At the moment, I'm going off of intuition. That's what I wanted to talk about. There's a feeling there's two levels to this. One of it is skill. You've got to learn the value of things, which is all just about learning it. Anyone can do that. There's also this intuition. So what happens is you look at something, and I look at it and I think, I've got a feeling that's worth something, but you've got no sort of information in your database about how much it's worth. So what happens is, you either buy it based off of intuition and see how it goes, or you basically get your phone out and try and have a look for how much it's worth, or you just leave it and you say, I'm not. Because what happens is, what I've noticed is, I bet this has happened a couple of times. I've seen something and I thought to myself, I've got a feeling that's worth something, but because what happens is, a thought comes into my head, so my mind, it starts lying and saying, no, I don't get it, it's not worth it. But also there is an element of, what do you call it, intelligence to that. Because it might be that you're about to waste your money, but if it's something like 50p or a quid, I feel like I've got to start risking it on those little ones. But I've left some things on the table, literally at the car boot tables. I've left things at the table for like 50p. I've got home and they've been worth like 20 quid or something. But the good thing is, you're constantly learning. So next time you go to a car boot sale, if you see another one of those things, you now know it's worth 20 quid. So I like that, because there's other things you see which you think, I bet that's worth something. You go home and it isn't. So there's a couple of things I have bought which there's not worth as much as I thought. But it's like a little experiment. So there's an element of risk taking involved here, balanced out with sort of playing it safe by doing your research. This is why it all takes time. It's quite weird. I'm enjoying it though. But this is another thing. I feel like this is going to help me improve my intuitions as well. It's brilliant. It's fun. It's like a little fun game, it is. It's like a fun little game. I think that's it now. I think I'm going to leave it there for this one. Little doggies in the park around here. Hey, little pigeon having a drink. Oh, he's gone now. He was sat down having a drink, he was. Bit beautiful around here it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Little Dennis is going to get us out of this one. So that's it at the moment. If you want me to start talking about this sort of thing on my videos and that, let me know and I will. Otherwise I'll try to keep it on sort of spiritual / art topics. But really, I really want to be talking about stuff like this because it's fun. There's a little squirrel down here now. I love squirrels. They always look a little bit on edge. Yeah, they always look a bit on edge, as if they're sort of trying to work out whether you're going to attack them or not. Well, this week's inspirational quote, I thought of a really fun one at work today. So this one I've made up myself. This week's inspirational quote. Hey, little squirrel's in the tree now. Hee, coming down. Wonder if he's going to say hello. This week's little inspirational quote is, what I thought to myself was, you don't need an inspirational quote to be inspired. How cool is that? I made that up myself as well. So this week's little inspirational quote, you don't need an inspirational quote to be inspired.